Hi, this is Elliot Fishman, and no, this is not Facebook Live. Well, I mean, it is Facebook Live, but it's not the Facebook Live we're supposed to have, which is on Thursday at 1 o'clock. But this is Facebook Live we're not supposed to have because I heard two things, and I had to share this with you immediately. So, people always complain about poor communication with doctors and their hospital. So I read this thing, and it reminded me of something I heard about 40 years ago in the Catskills. A woman calls the switchboard of her hospital and asked how Mrs. Schwartz in room 102 was doing. The switchboard operator put her on hold for a minute, then came back and reported Mrs. Schwartz in room 102 is doing very well. Why, just this morning her lab work came back and everything is normal. Her doctor is pleased and says she will be able to go home in a couple days. Hooray, shouted the caller. You must be so happy. You must be a relative, a close relative, observed the switchboard operator. She goes, no, explained the caller. I'm Mrs. Schwartz in room 102. Nobody tells me anything. Okay. And the other one is, people are always complaining. And even when you help them, people still complain because people are people. So I'll tell you two stories about that. So this Rachel is a very religious person, and one day in her town, the dam breaks and there's a giant flood. And the mayor tells everyone to leave. It's an emergency. You have to leave. Everyone panics and everyone evacuates except for Rachel, who says God will save her. Okay, fine. Soon the water fills her entire first floor. She has to go to the second floor. A rescuer comes by in a rowboat and offers her to leave on the rowboat, but she says, no, God will save me. Next, the water rises even higher and she has to climb on her roof. Well, a helicopter comes by and offers to take Rachel away, but she refuses, explaining that God will save her. Finally, the water rises even higher and Rachel drowns. She then goes to heaven where she comes face to face with God and says, I was a religious person. Why didn't you save me? Well, God said, I tried. First, I sent you an evacuation order from the mayor, but you wouldn't listen. Then I sent you a rescue in a rowboat, and you didn't listen. Then I sent you a helicopter, and you still ignored me. Okay, well, I only had two jokes, but since you guys liked it so much, I thought I would tell you this last one, which is the same thing, which is why people, even when you help them, they're just very ungrateful. So this man had an 8 o'clock reservation at a local restaurant, and a very fancy restaurant, and if he didn't get there on time, he would lose his reservation. And he's driving around in circles, and he couldn't find a single parking spot. So he didn't know what to do. And so he says, well, God, he's a Jewish guy, of course. God, if you give me a parking spot, I'll go to shul every day. Still no spot. God, I'll keep kosher if you give me a parking spot. All of a sudden, right in front of the restaurant, a car pulls out, leaving a large parking spot. Eagerly, the guy moves in and parks, and while he's parking, he says, God, forget it. I don't need you. I found one. Go back and read films. And I think I'm keeping my day job.